In the last segment, we told you about how the Koch brothers then buy the politicians to make sure that there is no regulation of the things that they do, right? So here's a perfect example of that. They meet with Chris Christie, who is the governor of New Jersey, and then Chris Christie decides, hey, you know what? All of a sudden, the regional greenhouse gas initiative that New Jersey is part of, that has produced tens of millions of dollars for New Jersey and cleaned up the environment, is all of a sudden gimmicky and not a good idea. And he withdraws from that program. In fact, it's a program, by the way, started by Republicans. George H.W. Bush praised it and started it. George Pataki was involved in the beginning process in New York. They were all in favor of it. And the reason that they did that, because they claimed that it was market-based environmental programs. So it wasn't just regulation. It was a way of determining who should pay for the emissions. Now, the problem with the Koch brothers have is they don't want to pay for a damn thing. Market-based, not market-based, who cares? We pollute, you pay, okay? That's the Koch brothers' motto. So Republicans started this program, who cares? Chris Christie, come in here. And they pull him in and they say, now be a good boy, okay, and do as you're paid, and make sure you pull out of that initiative. We want the initiative to collapse, obviously, so they can make more money by being regulated less and polluting more. So now you might say, well, hey, that sounds like speculation, except it's not, because we have David Koch on record. He was talking to his millionaire buddies when they, every twice a year they get together and they decide how is the most effective way to buy our government, and they brag about it. And this time they thought they had the area secured, but they didn't. There was somebody inside the audience taping it. And we have reported on this meeting before. Mother Jones and Brad Blog have got the tapes. As it relates to Chris Christie, it is very interesting. Here's what David Koch said in the meeting, quote, 5 months ago, we met in my New York City office and spoke, just the two of us, for about 2 hours on his objectives and successes in correcting many of the most serious problems of the New Jersey state government. At the end of our conversation, I said to myself, quote, I'm really impressed and inspired by this man. He's my kind of guy. I bet he is. And right after the meeting, Christie decided to pull out of that initiative that was regulating Koch Industries. What a surprise! David Koch thinks he's his kind of guy because he is. He makes him more money and, of course, costs you a lot more money, especially if you live in New Jersey. Here's another thing that David Koch told his millionaire and billionaire buddies. Quote, another example of Governor Christie's commitment to the free enterprise system is that only a few weeks ago he announced New Jersey would be withdrawing from the regional greenhouse gas initiative, everybody cheers, which would have raised energy costs, reduced economic growth, and led to very little, if any, benefit for the environment. Of course, the reality is it led to great benefit for the environment, as measured by scientists who were keeping track of it. It led to tens of millions of dollars to the state of New Jersey. In fact, Chris Christie took $65 million from the program and used it to close his budget gap for a totally different purpose, which he wasn't supposed to do, and then gets out of the program because David Koch ordered him to. David Koch then goes to his other millionaire buddies and says, look at how we bought Chris Christie, and look at the wonderful results we got, so we have to pay less. Isn't that great? And everybody cheers. Yeah, Chris Christie, great bought politician. And this is the guy that the Republicans are now excited about and wondering if he's going to enter the race. Of course, the Republican donors are very excited because they're like, Chris Christie's an excellent guy to buy. He's really easy. You bring him in, you say, I'm going to pay you this, and then you're going to make sure you save me millions of dollars and make sure there's more pollution. Chris Christie says, absolutely. What else can I do for you? Gee, I wonder why we, have issues with our politicians these days.